Man, I can't do it. You know,
No,
I can't compete to that that
uh,
capacity there. It's
it's in my
skill.
blood.
I know,
Just
man. It's
kidding. I've
beautiful.
eaten way too many tacos. That's
Is
what
that how you
happens.
get it? That's
That's
how
what
you get it in
happens.
the bloodstream.
Yes,
That's interesting.
that's how you
Just
get the
enough.
little. Oh man, so
Oh, I
good.
didn't know it was so easy. I need to
Dude,
eat more
it is.
tacos.
Dude,
Wow,
that's
that's
your
impressive.
problem, dude.
I
You had
know.
problem solved if you just eat some tacos, man.
Oh man.
Tacos are
Okay.
life.
You know, I think we're live, Trev. I
I
think we've
think we're
done it.
live. I think it's we're up and running.
I'm gonna
Um,
share this on my thing.
I will post it as well.
Shared on timeline. Hopefully we sound good. Everyone, let us know if we sound good because I have
Yeah,
no idea. Let us
fingers
know if
crossed.
technically if we're there. Okay, that's done.
Okay, I've got mine shared as well.
Beautiful.
Okay,
Beautiful.
groovy.
Beautiful. Okay.
Beautimus
Well,
Maximus.
let's do this thing. Let's
Okay.
get the show a rolling. Hey, everybody. This is the Nintendo Show, and you are watching Facebook Live right now, and you are getting the nitty gritty, the nasty, if you would, the dirty, all the good stuff that's from behind the scenes. That's what you're getting from us right now. Um, you will see some definite mess ups. There was last time you were very lucky, no mess ups. This time, I guarantee you, Zencaster will fall out of balance. Something in the universe will go wrong.
Yep.
It just
Balance
has
of the force.
it just has for 29 episodes. It was a good run. It was a good episode the last time. 31. We're going back to that new trend. Or not. Or not. Maybe some positivity in the world. Maybe something will change. So if something messes up, you get to see that. That's what's different about this show. Also, you get to see it early. So that's pretty exciting. If you're wondering how the scheduling works, on Sunday, you can watch the episode live. It'll go up on YouTube on Monday, and then we will give you the real podcast action on Friday because it just takes time to edit, and I got to get that music
How it
and got
works.
to make it clean, make it sound better. So all that stuff happens. So
Funny.
that's it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything you want to say on Facebook Live, please do so. If you hear any of our topics and you're like, dude, they're wrong, or I want to say something, say something. It'd be great to hear
Yeah.
for sure.
Want to hear your opinions.
Hear those opinions. I want to hear the goodness. Please, if you could, if you like what you're saying, even if you don't like what you're saying, share it with somebody. Just press that little button, the share button on there on Facebook. It'll spread the joy. It'll spread the goodness, which is the Nintendo Show. So that's it. That's all the Facebook stuff out of the way. Trev, we are doing a podcast. We are doing the real thing. So let's record a podcast. Let's get into it.
Hey, before we record a podcast, Ev.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I think I got a sunburn on my eyeballs.
What? Let's see those bad boys.
We went swimming today, dude. I can't keep my eyes open because, I think I got some eyeball sunburn.
You got eyeball sunburn. Were you looking at the sun directly?
Well,
I don't think you're supposed to do that.
I learned my lesson. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah.
So if I'm over here just crying a little, that's just up.
Dude, you need some sunscreen, some aloe. Do you want me to give you some aloe for those?
Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wear sunglasses. Sunglasses indoors, buddy.
I mean, I gave you aloe as an option. I have some. I'll mail it to you.
Why would you put aloe on your eyeballs, dude? That's rough.
It works for all the other sunscreen.
All right. Well, now we got the important stuff out of the way. We can start the podcast.
I was thinking your eyelids. I was expecting the eyelids to be red.
No, inside, dude.
Inside.
It's the inside. I got a little burn on that inside.
That
I mean.
Science. I believe that's a scientific term.
It is. Yeah.
The eye meat. Trev, let's do it. All right. Episode 31 of the Nintendo Show is about to begin. Welcome to the Nintendo Show, episode 31. I am your co-host, Devin Moon, and with me, as always, my co-pilot, my Chewbacca, if you will, Trevor Payne. Trev, how you doing, man? You feeling good?
I'm so good. Yeah, I feel so good, buddy. Hey, good Star Wars little thing you got going. Tomorrow's Star Wars Day, so it was that was on point, dude. Oh, you got that?
Yeah, I got that shirt on.
Mine's Zelda. Whoa,
That's pretty good. There you
but
go. Pretty
dang,
good.
man, should have told me that was Star
I'm
Wars themed
sorry.
today.
I didn't realize until just barely. Yeah, May 5th, dude, is coming up. That's
Yeah,
my well, no, May
May
4th.
4th.
Sorry. May
Yeah.
5th is my
Oh, dude.
my no, sorry. I had May 5th on the mind because that's when me and my beautiful wife married
Oh,
together.
you
Married
marked
on the
or merged?
5th.
Oh, you guys merged?
We merged on the 5th. Let's
Dude,
not get
that's
too much.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
So
pretty good.
that
That's pretty good. That's better than
yeah.
Star Wars Day, I guess.
Yeah, so it's just in my head. I love Star
I
Wars
like it.
Day, but you know,
Cool.
there's that. Okay, this week we're going to discuss the possibility of not seeing a direct in June. Two games fight it out in Nintendo Fight. We're finally getting down to it, and we discuss some non-Nintendo with our short but sweet segment called Console Wars: The Ninth Generation. Yeah, it's kind of Star Trekky, whatever. And as usual, we'll be answering your questions, comments, and concerns. And remember, listeners, if you want to be part of the show, visit our website at nintendoshow.com or send those in there. You can also join us on Facebook Live, where we are live currently, and you can just talk to us directly right here on the comment section of your choice. Trev, let's dig into the mysterious world, which is Mr. Miyamoto's magical news. There is one item. There it is, the tacos. There is one item this week. Number one, there will be no June Direct. That is at least according to Jeff Grubb, the leaker of the latest Direct Mini, claims that Nintendo will not be holding a Direct in June around the time of E3 would have taken place. Eurogamer's own sources seem to also support this conclusion. The reason for the delay is due to first-party games needing more development due to the coronavirus. So, Trev, we are left for a long period with no Direct. Once again, how do you think Nintendo will hold up in this first-party drought? Will Nintendo sail through these devastating waters? Will we make it through these difficult times?
This ship's starting to sink, dude.
Yeah, the ship.
It's that's a long time. I think everybody was hopeful to get some news, especially with E3. But now that that's completely gone, that ship has sailed. But so there's some other great news out there. They have that obviously the IGN thing, which Nintendo I don't believe is going to take part of. But also Jeff Keighley is doing that summer of games or whatever that celebration is, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is cool.
So he hasn't confirmed that Nintendo will be there, but he has in the past with like the video game awards or whatever.
Video game awards. Yep.
He has a really good relationship with Nintendo, at least Nintendo of America, and so hopefully he can pair something up there, and we get some fancy announcements this summer, dude. Because right now, as a Nintendo fan, there's not much to look forward to, man.
It's not great.
No,
it's not great. No,
there's like a couple. There's like a remake of.
Of Xenoblade Chronicles this
which
month.
I am excited about that. Like that's cool. That's coming out this month. I'll play it this
looks
summer.
Great. Awesome. Looks great. Yeah.
What else is there?
There was one other, but it wasn't. I can't remember it. And it obviously. No, I don't know what it was. I don't know. There's something else in the summer, but it's obviously not that important. I mean, it's definitely not. That's my thing. It's just like there's not enough stickiness. There's not enough peanut butter and jelly time here. I have nothing to stick to.
Yeah,
there's nothing here for me. I can't have a meal here. I can't have lunch. Where's my PBJ?
I hope we get some news soon, man, because I'm hungry. I'm hungry from the PB.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
What a time, can I say? What a time to start a Nintendo podcast, huh? We chose the wrong console, maybe, huh?
Yeah,
and
we should have like some Xbox or PlayStation, dude, with like Xbox doing the whole thing.
Yeah, Xbox just rolling through games.
Oh my god, where's my pen? Because I gotta hold something. Remember?
Yeah, gotta hold something. All right. Thank you. Yeah, dude, the Xbox is in a great place to be, and that's what my worry is Nintendo. This is a long time, dude. We got that Direct Mini. I know what it was, Trev. The other game was Bravely Default.
Oh yeah, that'll be cool. But I mean, like, it's not like the big mainstream game.
Yeah.
And the other thing is too, Devin, if you're not like an Animal Crossing fan, let's say like you're not into it, this whole year, like you've been waiting since last year when Pokemon came out for like a new game. we will have some Pokemon DLC, which I'm excited about that. That'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll
but
be okay.
Still, I want some first party goodness. It seems like we're getting a good amount of like remakes and stuff, which that's cool. But yeah, I want something new.
Well, and I feel like the crossover of the audience of Pokemon and Animal Crossing are a lot closer together. Sure. They just seem like they'd be like buddies, like they'd go to a party together, you know. There's animals, they're really cute. So I mean, if you really are like a Mario guy or a Zelda guy, you're just especially a Mario guy. You've been just waiting since Mario Maker 2. They got their DLC and stuff, but like again, it's just not a lot of new. It's not a lot of new, and I'm like,
exactly.
Xbox is going to be showing a lot of new, and PlayStation is going to be showing a lot of new, and we're going to be looking at a lot of ports. And it's not going to be hot, dude. It's not going to be hot. It's not
maybe they're cooking something in the oven, dude. And it's the oven that's in the back of the building. It's hidden. It's not up front. They're trying to keep it from us. And then they're going to bring out that big old beef steak, dude. And it's going to be like, wait, beef steak? Would you cook that in an oven? Or is that like a stove situation?
I don't know what a beef steak actually is, but yeah.
I don't know either. It just sounded right. It sounded right. Oh, shoot. Yeah, so that's I don't know. I hope that they have some plans. I hope that you got to think that they would. You would think that. So hopefully and you know what? They were planning for something. Like that they were planning for something.
There definitely was. Yeah, they were. Yeah, there is something there. My thing is, so Snort asks, guys, no Direct in June. I'm freaking out. Wouldn't it be better for Nintendo to show the projects that they're working on? Just give some hype, even if there's no release date for these games. I feel that it would be better to see something than nothing at all. Snort Short is wondering, Trev, would you rather have just seen like that Mario game, that rumored Mario game of all three Marios coming out, those 3D Mario games with no release date, just being like, hey, listen, we don't know when it's going to come out, but this is what it looked like, and it's going to come. Like, would you appreciate that more than nothing?
Honestly, sometimes like no news is. I mean, maybe no news isn't good news.
I know.
I would want them to bring something, but like maybe they should just get out there and say like, "Hey, we have some awesome stuff coming your guys' way. We're gonna delay. We're gonna delay talking about it for a little bit, so just be patient." So I think that they need to jump on Twitter, dude, and throw out something like just to appease everybody, because I can definitely tell that people are getting a little anxious about like, hey, what's going to be coming. So
yeah, it's getting to that point. I honestly, I think it's the point that we would understand because of the coronavirus that, okay, we get it. It's not going to come out on the dates that you were expecting it to be. You were expecting these to be in the holiday season. I get that. But at least show me the game so I can be like, oh, so that's the plan. That's the game plan. That's where Nintendo Switch is heading. Because right now I'm looking at a future that's 2 RPGs. And if you're not an RPG guy, you're gonna hate this year. If you're not an Animal Crossing guy, you're gonna hate this year. These aren't like popular games. Like Xenoblade is okay. It's like a 2 million seller, and same with Bravely. These aren't like high selling games. These aren't the big Nintendo hitters. So I need a roadmap, and I need to see that. Another thing, Pan Fight 44 asked, do you two think that Nintendo is too secretive of a company? Should they be more transparent with their development in the future projects? Do you think they're too closed off? Can we crack that egg a little bit? Have a little peek.
All right, so something like speaking about Xbox, right? So Xbox with Phil Spencer, my boy Phil Spencer, dude. I got a crush on that man.
Baby,
he is awesome.
How you doing? How you doing, Hops? Good.
No, but like he has taken Xbox to something else over the last couple of years. Like as far as just like a brand and like fans being loyal to like a company, like he has straight up just said, we want to be as transparent as we can, let you know what our plans are, even if it is saying, hey, we're going to be talking about our new console a year ahead, like they did that one year, and they're like, hey, this is coming out, even though it's like, dude, it's so far off. So it's like, is it gonna hurt sales of the current Xbox and things like that? But they're like, hey, we just want to let our fans know the truth of what's going on, what's our plan. And I think there's some really goodwill there that I think Nintendo could learn from, as far as just being more transparent and like, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what we're working on. But on the flip side, dude, it's bit them in the butt so many times where they announce something and it takes forever to come out, or let's say there's a delay or there's something that happens, and then they're like, their feet are held to the fire. So I think there is a balancing act there. What do you think, Dev?
Well, and dude, the fans are rabid. They're crazy. They're off the chain, dude. Zelda fans, you don't tell Zelda fans things without being like, whoa, we're gonna have 500 episodes about nothing, about this 2-second trailer that means nothing. Like, you don't get that. That's the hard part, is the fans are so crazy about this stuff that if you give a release date and it doesn't hold up, with Nintendo, they just do things differently. They don't believe in crunch in the same way for the most part, especially new Nintendo. So it's kind of like, hey, when your game's done, it's done. And right now, there's a lot of games having issues being done. So I think I get it. I get being secretive. I wish there was a little bit more like, hey, or just be honest with us. Hey, there's not going to be a direct. Yeah. There's not going to be a direct, and this is why. Like, give us a reason why, and be like, okay, but there will be cool ports. We have a couple ports lined up that we've been holding out, like Metroid Prime Trilogy, or we have the Super Mario Bros. 3D World. Like, we have some ports that we'll keep you loved for a little bit, but we're not getting the mainline games for a little bit. We're sorry about that. We're trying our best. Just that disclosure would be nice, rather than be like, dude, it's going to be months, dude. Since a regular direct is going to be more than maybe more than half a year. And we're just like,
it's a long time.
I guess something's coming. Who knows? Yeah. And what am I supposed to do when I'm writing down this show, Nintendo? What am I supposed to say?
Just do it at least for us, man.
Think about us, dude. I need some news. Miyamoto.
Soon we're gonna just start making it up. Let's just make up our own news.
I think it's gotta get to it. We're gonna have to.
We're gonna run out of things to talk about. We might have to transition the show.
Yeah, turn into the Onion.
The
Onion.
The Onion show.
Make it fake news for the most part.
Yep, I love it. Good plan.
Trev,
you heard it here first.
Speaking of no news, that's it. Mr. Miyamoto is gone. He left the building, took his little bag and left. Didn't even say goodbye. Where's the snacks? Well, you didn't leave me at home.
How dare they disrespect us like that?
Yeah, sure.
Jeez.
That is done. The news is over. Trev, 10 questions, my friend. 10 beautiful questions.
Beautiful, juicy questions.
Let me get the game up, just because I have it.
Oh, Devin, I have a feeling for some weird reason this is going to be the one that I lose. I don't know what it is.
Something sneaky. I think this might be a sneaky one. Not like sneaky. It's not hard.
Like how sneaky?
Not sneaky. Listen, it's going to be interesting. It's interesting. Okay, Trev, it's time for 10 questions. Here's how this works. One of us knows the game. That person is me. While the other guy guesses the game. That guy is Trevor. The guesser, Trevor, has 10 questions to figure out what the game is. The questions must be yes, no questions. The nice thing about 10 questions, the guesser will know the date and the console that the game was released on. Trev, it's time for 10 questions. I'm ready to give it to you. X going to give it to
me, baby.
Here it is. The game came out in
holy cow.
Well, and in the North Americas, January 2000.
Ooh,
and
2000.
The console, the Nintendo 64. Oh, dude, that's a weird release date. I didn't know it came out at that time. Okay.
Because the 64 came out in like 1996, right?
I think so.
Somewhere around there?
Somewhere around there. Yeah.
Maybe would. Okay. All right. 10 questions. 2000.
Yeah.
Nintendo
64.
Okay.
Nintendo 64.
Questions. I'm gonna say, is this a Nintendo first party game?
It is. Yes.
Okay. First party. Is this game in the Metroid franchise?
No Metroids. No roids to talk about.
No roids? All right, no roids. Let's go with Does this have Mario characters in it?
It does.
Okay, so it does have some Mario characters. Yes. Aplenty. Oh, I think you might have just given me some juice right there, dude.
Oh, I maybe should have shut my mouth. Sorry, that might have been. I'm not gonna say anymore. No, I'm done.
But then if I lose, then okay. All right, here we go.
See these?
Would you say
is that feeling intense now? You feeling that? You feeling that heat?
It's almost touching my sunburned eyeballs. I'm gonna say, is this a? Would you say it's a party game?
Oh, you trash bag. Yes, it is a party game. Yep.
Okay. Would you? Is the
I gave him too much juice. I gave him too much juice.
Is the word party in the title?
Yes, it is in the party.
Yeah. Okay, so the Mario Party, but I don't know. There's multiple? Crap. No, this is stupid.
That ain't that stupid. There's only a few on the 64.
But I can't remember.
I don't know which ones, but there's a few.
Okay. Is the word or the number 64 in the title?
No, there's no 64 in the title.
Okay, so that's 6. Is this when did Mario Party come out? The original, the OG. Devin, I'm gonna lose to it.
No,
to a freaking number.
You're not gonna lose the number. We won't do you dirty like that. That's
all right. Is this the first game in this series?
It is not.
Is it the second?
It is.
Okay, so is this Mario Party 2?
It is, dude. I thought I'd trip you up on Mario Party. It's a strange game. You don't think of party games. I thought last time you got me with sports games, I thought I could get you with party games.
It's because you gave it away.
I gave too much.
You're like a plenty.
Oh, plenty. Oh yeah, and by the way, the things they do.
Mario, a plenty.
Yeah.
I was might as well just said yes, Mario when they party.
I was feeling it, dude. I was feeling myself. I was feeling too dirty. All right. Well, that's that. Man, that was the quickest 10 questions ever, dude. You were right in there in like 4. You were in there in 4. I'm impressed. Trav, impressed with you, man. Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, I live to impress. Especially you. If it's you, then I'm down.
Oh, dude, I knew it. Okay, Trav, I'm looking at the computer right now. I'm doing my thing. Sorry, just looking at some stuff here. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna go down to. So we're gonna do some Nintendo fight. Let me get to our Facebook.
Okay.
So we can look at all the fans and what actually happened in the voting process.
Absolutely.
The madness which happened there. All right, Trev. Editing all of this out for the podcast, not editing it for the live stream.
That would be amazing.
That'd be great if I was editing right now. Okay, here it is. Nintendo fight. All right, Trev, it is time for Nintendo Fight, the tournament that pits the greatest games in Nintendo history against each other to figure out once and for all who is truly the greatest in Nintendo historydom. But before we start the tournament, we must enter in the final participants into the brackets. And those participants were chosen by our amazing listeners on Facebook. Remember, you can go on Facebook, the Nintendo Show, and that's where we'll be. Trev, here was the first poll that we presented.
Okay.
The best round 1 was Mario games. Okay.
I like it.
So the top 3, we're going to choose the top 3. Luckily, they're already been chosen. You and I already chose all.
Hey, good. We all think alike.
These games are Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario 64, and Super Mario World. All 3 of those bad boys.
Great games. Good choice, everybody.
Man. Yeah,
I like it.
All the tops. Not bad at all. Round 2, we had a little mishap here, Trev.
What?
If you remember last time, you and I did not put Ocarina of Time on the list.
No.
It's on there. It's okay.
Okay, all right,
okay.
dude.
Yeah, that bad boy made it.
Like that.
Yeah, that guy tied up with Breath of the Wild. He tied up with Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ocarina of Time is going into the tournament. Thank gosh. Thank you, fans. You did do us a favor because the wrong has been righted. Namaste. Majora's Mask, though, is the upset that I was referring to. Majora's Mask was the third favorited game, outbeating the Wind Waker.
Get that out of here, man.
I'm glad I said something about the Wind Waker because I knew it. I just had a feeling.
I'm glad
Major.
Good pick.
Yeah, and that Minish Cap, huh?
Tell me about that Minish Cap.
Yeah, he's Oh, it looks like we have one vote, Trev, and
and it's from
me. From Trevor Payne. Yeah, it looks like.
Oh, you don't understand, Dev. You need to play that game.
I do, dude. Hey, remember that thing you told me to buy? The handheld
RG350.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Does it play that stuff? Does it play some of that?
Here, dude.
You bring that down. Bring that sweet Chinese. Oh yeah,
dude. This thing is sick.
I bought one of those, and I bought it so we could do Nintendo Fight, so I could play the game. Yeah, because I got to play these old games. So here we are.
I love it. Oh man, if you need help for anything, let me know. That is so sweet.
I will. I'll probably let you know. I'm one of those people that do need help for that stuff, dude. So that's done. Cool. Trev, round 3 was Metroid games. Who do you number 1? Super Metroid, but tied Metroid Prime. Also makes sense. Both of those, we didn't put Super Metroid in. We didn't put Super Metroid in ourselves, which is a heresy, but that's okay. Yeah. We did Zero Mission instead. I think we did Zero Mission instead.
I love that game.
Hey, dude, that's fine. That's fine.
Back it up.
But they chose that Super Metroid should come in, so it's coming into the brackets, as well as Metroid Fusion. Both of those will be entering in, which are both great games. Okay. The last one we got today that we voted on. We had the other guys, the randoms, as we like to call them, in round 4. Yoshi's Island coming in hot as number 1. Yoshi's Island. So that bad boy's coming in. Another one coming in. Banjo-Kazooie. Doing its thing. Second. Well, Trev, hey, we got to give it its day. We got to give it its day. I know. You know, we got to give it its day. And on the third best, we got Pokemon Red and Blue.
Okay.
Doing its thing. So there it is. Yeah.
Your Red and Blue can come at my Gold and Silver.
Gold and Silver. We'll see what happens. So those are all the games that will be entering in the brackets. There is plenty of games going in. Tons of games. I would list them off, but I don't have. Yeah, it's like 40 games. So I'd list them off, but we're just going to do this one at a time. So how is it going to work?
Almost like a battle royale situation.
Yes, almost. It's to that point.
100 Nintendo games drop onto an island.
Fly right on in. You know, they're on that magic school bus and then drop right in with their V-Bucks and pop. Who wins? Who knows? It's whoever knows how to build the house.
I hate Fortnite. Okay, go ahead.
What a trash game. Okay. Here's how this is going to work, Trev. Each one of us is going to fight it out to the death. We're going to give it our best. We're going to give it our best shot here. I'm going to say why my game is the best. You're going to say why your game is the best. We chose these randomly, flipped to the coin. These also were put into brackets, and they are randomly been chosen. So,
what's up today, Devin?
Dude, what's up today? I will show you or tell you. Here it is, weighing in this corner at 198 pounds, standing in an intimidating 6 feet 3 inches. Samus Aran from Metroid Fusion. Fireworks blowing up in the background. You got to watch this on Facebook Live. It's blowing my mind. The effects that Trevor's doing on the screen now. Oh my
gosh.
Whoa. Another thing. On the other corner, Trev.
Ooh, what is it?
Her 3D doppelganger in Metroid Prime.
Whoa!
We got 2 Metroids coming in hot.
Like Inception. They're fighting themselves. Except for, you know what, Devin? I'm going to give you a little sneak preview. You ready for this?
Let's see this.
Fusion, she kind of fights herself.
I know. In a lot of games, she does that.
I know. It's going to be good.
It's going to be a good one. Dude, so this is how it's going to work. The game has to be victorious in 4 categories, which we chose before. The categories are story, visuals, gameplay, and sound. Those 4 categories, whoever's the best out of those 4, best, not win all 4, but whoever gets the most out of those 4.
Sure.
Moves on and keeps on fighting. The other, goodbye. See you later. Sayonara. It's been well. But
and no one can ever play it again.
No one will. Yeah, unfortunately, that is the rules. All copies will be burnt into a fire.
Yeah, just spontaneously.
We just, just blow.
We hold that kind of authority, so
we do hold that authority with Nintendo. We appreciate that they will be doing the self-destruct option that no one knew about. Secretive Nintendo, but they got some good ideas. Okay, Trev, here it is, man. Here it is. Round 1, fight. Story, Trev.
All right, dude. Story.
Now, you start me off. Metroid Fusion. Paint a world for me. What is Metroid Fusion? Why is it better than Metroid Prime? Are you ready
for this? Here, let me get my notes up. I did some, dude, I haven't played this game for so long. I had to do some research.
It's a while. No, I've been same with Prime.
You want to know something cool too? When this game came out, Metroid Fusion, it came out the same year, the same time as Prime 2, I believe. And so there's these two very different Metroid games.
I think it came out same as Prime, actually.
No, as Prime?
Yes, Prime.
Dude, so
a day after.
Oh, that is so cool.
So it's funny that these two are fighting.
Yes. I love that.
Like beautiful that they came together.
This makes me so happy. Okay. Anyways, so story-wise, so oftentimes on handheld games, I feel like story gets kind of passed up, right?
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes it's more of about gameplay, short play sessions, things like that. This game is great for those play sessions, but the story, this is one of the Metroid games that actually didn't just tell story. Through like environmental storytelling and things like that. It actually had some dialogue. It had conversations. It had the way that it presented itself. I felt like they were taking ideas and things from like their 3D counterpart, maybe, and trying to make it put into like a more old school 2D type of gameplay. Anyway, so this is pretty cool. So after the destruction of Zevis, all right, the Federation hired Samus to help excavate a planet. And the planet was SR-388. Samus, though, got infected with the X parasite, okay? So Parasite X or whatever it's called. This infection infected her power suit. So it kind of took over her power suit. And basically she couldn't function anymore. She couldn't think, she couldn't talk, whatever. The doctors then had to amputate and take off parts of this armor and everything. Okay. So that's why you see her in that real sleek suit. So anyways, that infection though, unfortunately infected her as well. So the doctors, they scrambled because she was on the verge of death. She was going to die. But the doctors, they decided, you know what? We have some cells from that last Metroid that we harvest. She's going to die. So let's just try to inject her with some of these cells. So they inject her with these cells, and guess what? Immediately, all of a sudden, boom, she's conscious. Everything's working again, and the doctor's like, "Oh, this is amazing!" And the cool thing is, they do this in a cutscene. Okay, so they actually have a full cutscene with all this in it. For a 2D game, is so rad.
Pretty cool. It was. I remember the cutscene being pretty rad. Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah,
exactly. But with the cells being injected to her, she was never the same. Her biology changed. Her appearance changed. Like this was something that like is gonna last forever. It's not this thing that to be taken lightly. Close by at a biological research base, there's an explosion. There's an alarm explosion, and the Federation hired Samus, their best bounty hunter, to go investigate and figure this thing out. So when she woke up and heard about this explosion and that she needed to go, she actually said that she had this like nameless fear in her heart as she heard about this and felt that explosion, like something was calling to her. And this is one of those times that you actually see her vulnerability and her express emotion, because in a lot of Metroid games there isn't that like that heart, or anything in it. Yeah. Anyways, dude, the story goes some places. There's some twists. There's some turns. I don't know how. I don't want to go too into it because I don't want to like spoil it.
Yeah, no spoilers. Yeah.
But it gets to the point, Devin. There's spots that you get there, and basically she's there. She's investigating this base, and she has to go into each little place, and every place is like super thematic and like really unique and cool. But then the Federation, like, hey, we're gonna help her. We're gonna send that infected power suit to go help her, and maybe we can control it like remote, like a robot or whatever. They send it, but it gets fully taken over by this X parasite. So, anyways, like it's like it develops like this body inside of it, and it starts hunting her down. So not only are you on this crazy base with all these crazy monsters, but then you have not only that, you have this like superhero
Yeah, dude.
tracking you down, and you got to hide from it. And when you fight it, you can't beat it. It's way too powerful. And anyways, what happens at the end is real dope. Not going to share it. I like it. I think it's a neat. Dude. But one last story thing, Dev.
Yeah, man.
I feel like they do so good in this game.
Yeah.
They do so much like foreshadowing that I am so impressed, especially in a simple 2D sprite kind of game. There's this moment that you go to this cryogenic freezer, basically, and you see the remains of Ridley. So you remember Ridley, the big dragon monster looking thing? Okay, so Ridley's in there, and you're like, oh shoot, this is crazy. And then you see this parasite go into that room, and it takes Ridley's DNA and Ridley falls and like collapses and whatever the ice of it and takes off. And you're just like, shoot, something's gonna be happening later on. And then there's actually like a while later, you finally get to a point. And then this morphed Ridley. It's like a super Ridley because the Parasite X takes over and takes this appearance, but it's not quite right. It's a little bit more sinister and crazy and chaotic. And you fight it, and it's so epic and cool. This game, for being such an old game, has some great story in it that I'm very impressed.
Now, I'm really annoyed by this one because this is where Prime cannot compete. I know for a fact that Prime cannot compete in this one thing. I will try my best. Metroid Prime as a story is not so much about the story, but the world is the story. You are isolated, you are alone, and you fill it throughout. And you are exploring alien planets. And I think in Metroid Prime, that's just it. That's it. I mean, that's the story. You're in there, you're doing your thing. You'll see Ridley eventually. You'll do all that Metroid junk. But as far as like, there's no like deep thematics of like, of fusion. There's nothing like that, but it's all built into the world around you in a way that is just like you. What's so impressive about Prime is that you actually feel like you're in a space, like in a world, like even like the animals and stuff, the flora, the fauna, all that good stuff, all that stuff, dude. That seems like it's part of a world, and it's part of something that and it's very much a different kind of game than a lot of first-person shooters at that time. It was very much an adventure game. You felt like you were exploring a space and were in that space, and it was terrifying. Just the feeling of isolation. Metroid Prime or Metroid games were based off the Alien movies, and that feeling of being isolated on a ship, being isolated on a planet. That they totally nail here. They totally nail that scariness, that fact where just being in her helmet alone, like that's the story. It's nothing exciting. It's nothing flashy. It's just being there. Yeah. Now I like Metroid Prime 2. Maybe we could get in comparison being like, hey, guess what? Metroid Prime 2 has that fusion crap, so screw you. But right now, we don't have that. And Metroid Prime 2, probably a worse game than Fusion, so not going to work out. Yeah. And definitely Metroid Prime 3. So as far as story goes, I want to say that it can compete, but I don't know, man.
I just don't know if it can. I think now, don't get me wrong, Prime I think is a fantastic game. It is. Oh yeah. It puts you in, like, I think when you're first person, it's more immersive, right? Because you're in the place of that character and you're in their shoes, and so I think just inherently you're more in it. And so I think story wise, like as far as more environmental storytelling can be pretty neat that way. Yeah. But I do think that Fusion, now don't get me wrong, like there's Fusion haters out there that hate this game
for real,
like a plenty. But I think that they did some really cool things for especially a portable Metroid game that I think it deserves the win when it comes to the story.
Yeah, I think as far as story goes, that's where Fusion is above a lot of Nintendo games. I mean, just the ideas there, the concepts there. I like the idea. Nintendo likes to play with the idea of a dark side of somebody, like Dark Link,
always,
or Dark Mario, like in Sunshine.
Exactly.
But I think this game probably does it the best because it just the idea of the suits and the alien and all that crap. So, Trev, you get this one, okay? You get this one. You get this one.
It's not me. It's the game.
Well, sorry. I'm sorry. Fusion, you get this, baby. It's for you. Round 1, knockout. Fusion taking out Metroid Prime. I'm sorry. Couldn't do much. That was just a One hit knockout, Mike Tyson, young blooded, down on the ground. Round 2, fight. Visuals, Trev. Visuals, baby. This is an interesting one.
Okay, I want you to go first this round.
Yeah, I'll start off on this one. Okay. So what we got to think about Metroid Prime here is that this is a game that feels like a Metroid game, and it is in a 3D environment. Never has there been a 3D game totally changed this way, like 2D to a totally immersive 3D, completely different. I would say this is a harder or a bigger step than Zelda, from Ocarina of Time to Link to the Past. It's very much a bigger step up because this world should not work. This world should not work in any way, but it visually does. The cues, the things that they take from the Metroid games are so on point. You know it's a Metroid game. The way that the level is created to backtrack and all that kind of stuff, beautifully done.
Yeah.
Like, this is Metroid in a 3D environment, and that is an impressive feat by itself. And visually, it just, I think for its time, this may be one of the best looking first-person shooters of its time. Even when you compare it to heavy hitters like Xbox's Halo or Halo 2, I think this is probably more around Halo's time, or maybe in between. The first Halo, that is. This game, I think just the look of it is artistically, it has a look that even if you play it now, you still will be like, this is a pretty looking game. Like, this is a fine, good looking game. If you went back to other games, I think during this period, you might think, okay, maybe not. But when you play Metroid Trilogy on your Wii U, you're like, yeah, dude, I'm feeling this. Like, I feel these environments. I feel these character designs. Like I said, the animals feel realistic and they feel like they belong in that place. I feel like a wall has a lot of detail, which is an important thing. I feel like a lot of games during this time were very flat, like flat, empty corridors. But to make this game seem natural, there's a lot of bumps, a lot of uneven surfaces, things that just don't look look natural and look like a place that is lived in. So I think visually, this is a game that is stunning for its time. I think obviously you can say Fusion is more, you go back to Fusion, it's always going to look good because all those Metroid games always look the same. But I would say that you already knew what you were getting with Fusion, I guess. And with this one, totally different, and a huge surprise, a giant surprise. I think visually this is a stunning game, at least for me. Metroid Prime is a beauty to behold, even in the era which was Xbox, which wasn't always that pretty. And GameCube, I should say GameCube, since that's what we're talking about.
Well, and I think also to Dev, like, seeing things in 3D, like, because you're so used to seeing like these certain characters or these certain creatures or environments or spaceship or all these different things on a 2D plane, and then to like all of a sudden see it in 3D was so cool. Like, I remember that being like a cool moment. Like, oh, dude, this is dope. This looks neat.
Well, and just like the way that they put you in the helmet, it was also like a thing that you're like, wow.
Yeah, the way they did the heads-up display.
Yeah, heads-up display, like the steaming on the mask, the droplets of the rain when you're going into an environment. Like, those are artistic touches that I think really just add to this feeling of an adventure. A scary adventure, one that I don't want to be on personally, but an adventure in an unknown world. You feel like someone that's in space, exploring something you've never seen before. Metroid Prime really hits the note on visuals. So
yes, it does. I like it. Okay.
Give me that Fusion.
Oh, dude. All right. So Fusion, I think a couple things with it is it's a 2D Metroid game. So these have been seen before at this time, right? Yeah. So these are a dime a dozen. People know what to expect, which this game absolutely takes those things, but the sprite work that they do. So the sprite work that they do on the animations of like the bosses, the creatures, there's a little bit more detail to their movement, their attacks, the abilities that you do. Everything is just a little bit more detailed and refined, and it does look amazing. I was watching some gameplay just to kind of get ready for this conversation, and I was like, oh my gosh, this game looks so good. Like, it is a beautiful 2D pixelated sprite game, and I don't I wish I knew how to make that kind of art. Like it is something else. It's a really whole different talent. It's amazing to make something that's only like 20 pixels high, have like these like details and things like that. But on the other thing that I want to talk about with it too is they do such a cool job in this that other Metroid games at this time didn't do. The backgrounds actually had different animations, or so there's this part where you're in this reactor and the reactor starts like waving back and forth like in the background, so you can tell like, oh, there's heat. It's crazy, it's grimy, it's almost steamy wet, and you get that from the background and the sprite work that they do. And that was, it's amazing to me that someone can take these, so for us now, old school art design and breathe life into it. That makes me just like in awe. Like it should be like right now, like knowing what we see, I should be seeing these new futuristic games and being like, this is amazing, which I am, but then still going back, almost 20 years at this point, or 20 years at this point, just about, and looking back at these games being like, that's just beautiful, and it'll stand the test of time. Now, I do think that I'm going to say Prime, I think, deserves it for this category.
I think so too.
But it's a little bit more unique.
Unique and a first, and I think that's probably why. Although I do love Fusion's neon look, also. I was going to say
the colors, pop, don't they?
So much brighter, so much brighter than the Metroids before, and I think like that really works with like the alien kind of like chasing you kind of thing. Like the deep neon colors and stuff. It like is really an interesting look. Like it's a cool looking game. I'm not going to say Metroid Fusion's ugly in any way. I just think it's that being first, Metroid Prime might take the hit here. And again, it is hard to make a game from this generation still look good. Like this is a time period where you didn't actually. A lot of games were fine looking and they still look okay, but there's a lot of uggos, and Nintendo did a great job.
I agree.
Yeah, man. Okay, so Prime.
I think let's go with Prime. I like it.
Okay. Round 2 by not much of a knockout. There's a little bit of blows being hit there, but round 2 goes to Prime. Thank you, Fusion, for the fight there. Round 3, we're going to gameplay. Trev.
Okay.
This is going to be an interesting one.
This is going to be interesting because very different. Very different gameplay.
Yeah. Okay, man.
All right.
Go ahead.
Let's do it. All right. Okay. These games were on home consoles, right? We got to remember home consoles. We had NES, Super NES. These were controllers, a little different. And, with Super Nintendo, they added shoulder buttons and things like that. But I felt like the gameplay on the Game Boy Advance, there's something about just the way that handheld fit in your hand and the shoulder buttons just caressed your little fingies, dude. It just felt really good. And what they implemented in this game that I loved was like holding down R to shoot missiles, or alt fire, switch over to your alternate weapon. And so it was so smooth and fluid. There's no hitting back or the select button to change from your blaster to missiles or things like that. So it was really quick and easy to be able to swap real fast, and that just felt fluid and right. The other thing is like holding L, you could then shoot diagonal, so you could shoot diagonal up, diagonal down, and that I remember just feeling so good, because I remember in like the older games, like especially Metroid, playing through that game, and I'm like, I have to get like right under him and shoot up. That was so annoying. Or you have guys flying at you, but they're up higher, so you have to do this weird like jump, and hopefully you get it right. And this is so nice to be able to angle up. And so I felt like it added a little bit more fluidity to the game, that you're not like having to work around this old archaic system. It felt like you had a little bit more. The other thing is Samus lost her power suit, right? So she lost this big clunky power suit, and she becomes more nimble. She becomes a little bit more acrobatic. She's able, really flippy. And she can actually jump and grab onto ledges. And that is something different in this game, and that newer 2D Metro games have taken. They're like, oh yeah, that's dope. Being able to do that. And there's moments, Devin, there's moments when that I can't remember the name they give the X Parasite Samus, whatever. But all right, I'm just gonna call her Samus X for this.
Yeah, that works.
Okay, so Samus X, right? This is straight up Resident Evil, too. Anyways, there's this moment you're running because you're always running from Samus X, and there's this
Yeah.
moment that Samus X is coming barreling at you, but she's a little bit more clunky, but you're more fluid, and so you're able to do these cool flips and jump onto ledges and flip around and get away from it as it's just like bombarding you with missiles and attacks. That felt so cool that they took, not only because of like the story like of what they're trying to tell, like we got to make the gameplay a little bit different as well to counteract it. And then at the end you do get your suit back, and then it feels like, oh, this is like the old Samus. And so I felt like they did a really good job tying those things in. Now also with gameplay, they streamlined this game quite a bit. Now, some people like that, some people don't. This game, they streamlined it. On the map, it was a lot easier to tell where you're going on the map when you pulled it up. They showed a clear target. This is where you're at. But that didn't mean that it was just solely linear. It's not like path A to B. There's always like a weird way to get there. But I love that they gave you a little bit more guidance, a little bit more direction. And I felt like, they could do better storytelling, and that helps, throughout that. So I like that gameplay wise that they really did a good job with like the map and the actual design of the levels. I don't know. The bosses were fun. They were great, but they're normal Metroid bosses. I wouldn't say that they're anything like crazy. But mainly the fact that they took her being like this more slender, sleek Samus and actually made the gameplay match, I thought was really cool.
No, that's a cool idea. And I remember playing that game and I was like, man, I'm like moving, baby. I'm like flipping, doing my thing. Yeah, she's got some acrobatic skills for sure. I dig it. Dig it. Okay, so Metroid Prime. What to say about the gameplay? My goodness. Basically, dude, that morph ball, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That morph ball, huh?
It's real cool.
Real cool. Like Morph Ball was all right in the 2D games. Morph Ball in the 3D games is the momentum, the whole feeling of that is crazy. It's like as soon as you're turning the morph ball, you're like a little RC car. It's like you have the excitement of a child like moving a car through this 3D space. Dude, I love the morph ball. You got the bombs, the whole thing, just the way that it feels. I know the morph ball is in everyone, like a lot of those games, but no one does it better than Prime. It I think it really helps to have the physics of it, the motion of blowing yourself up. Everything just has a physical aspect to it that I think really helps that morph ball feel great. I think the way that I think this game was probably the best on the Wii, sadly, when they got the Wii pointer.
I agree.
But man, when you got the Wii pointer going on that thing, it just feels so natural. That pointer feels like a gun, basically. It feels like, yep, this is the way to do it. Man, I think it feels like a really good first person shooter in general, which is great. But this game is an adventure game, right? This is an adventure game, and not a lot of first-person shooters at all were good at one thing, and that is platforming. Yes. Play Half-Life 1. Tell me how fun that is. Tell me how fun the platforming is in that game. It's not fun, y'all. No, it's not fun at all. I think this game got platforming just right. Things were so. Listen, Master Chief, homeboy knows how to jump. He's got some hops. It's easy to jump with Master Chief. It's almost, in my opinion, too easy to jump with Master Chief. A good platformer knows when to be just the right difficulty. You do not want super easiness. You don't want your hops to be like, oh, this is so easy, I can do anything. The jumps are just difficult enough that it's a platforming game. That this game in a 3D space, you can jump to it feels like it's on you when you miss a jump. Okay, I did this wrong. It just feels right. And that whole adventuring aspect, that the movement of that, and just the fact that you can go places quick with your morph ball is a nice thing. And just roll around that freaking whole world. I think the weapons obviously are all it's all taken from old Metroid games. All that stuff is nothing new.
Oh yeah.
But it just feels right in this 3D environment. And I honestly, it just blows my mind that we got a game that actually, I mean, it's still hard for first person games to get jumping right. Like it's still a difficulty today, I think.
Sure. Even with the new Doom, like people are still like, I
that's
don't
what I'm
know,
saying.
maybe,
That's what,
you know.
yeah.
And
It's
it's
like
amazing that Nintendo was able to figure out first person platforming back then, because the way that like when you jump, the camera kind of like naturally angles down a little bit, so you know where you're jumping
I
to.
know where
Like
you're going.
they did such a good job with that. Like I thought that was pretty rad. Yep.
Yeah, Miyamoto was helping Retro on this a little bit, and you can tell that
Our boy Miyamoto.
he knows them jumps, he knows them hops. So yes, you get the same weapons, and yes, you get the cool flashiness of it all. I think the lock on targeting was really well done in this game.
Sure.
I think one point maybe against the scanning. Some people probably hating on the scanning system. I think if you like, I think Japanese people really dug the scanning. That's fine. People, the U.S. or the U.S. is a little more. Hey, where's my shoots? I want to kill somebody.
We got. I haven't blown anybody up.
Exactly,
dude. We're violent, man.
Yeah, exactly. But so, I think scanning. Yeah, that's the thing they added. It had some cool play. They did some cool playing with it. I think it made you explore the world and look at it a little more when you had the scanning involved. The map, dude, is amazing. That 3D map was
pretty
pristine.
Cool, right?
Yeah, pristine. Yeah. A lot of people are even like just want to go back to that map. So I think gameplay wise, I think it does a couple things better than Fusion. I also think, yes, it's not, you won't get that fluidity that you got. It's you got that chunky Metroid suit on. But yeah, dude, I love Metroid Prime. As far as gameplay, it mixes platforming and shooting perfectly. This game does not falter on either of those aspects, and usually games do a lot, and some of the best, including Doom, which is most recent. And yeah, it's very few that actually get anywhere near that. I would say like the only one I can think of is like Apex Legends has good movement, and the guys that do that, the other one, which is Titanfall, those guys. But that's only that's like the
which
only
is the same developer game.
Yeah, that's the only guys that I could think of that. And that's how many years past, it's been like 20, like 20 years ish or almost
just about.
So,
I think we need to give it to Prime on this one. Like I think it deserves it. I think that they took some risks adding platforming into a first person shooter. I remember just the simple act of shooting in that game just felt so cool. I mean, probably because you were behind, the mask or the helmet at that point. And as much as I think Fusion has great gameplay, I remember it being very fun. I do think Prime should win it when it comes to gameplay.
Yeah, I agree. I think I agree that Fusion brought a lot to the table that I think a lot of other Metroid games will be taking from. But I think Prime also brought a lot to the table. And when you think of these two games together, they came out at the same date, and there's a mindset for a certain game. And I'm just saying, Prime's the one that people remember a little highly more on these things.
It's true.
But you're not done yet. This baby can come back for a fight. Round 3 goes to Prime. Round 4, the final round to take the match. Sound, Trevor. Let's talk about the music. Let's talk about the weirdness, which is the music and sounds of Metroid Prime. This game has
Metroid in general.
Metroid in general. The composer of this stuff. So the composer of Metroid Prime was the guy that did Super Metroid. You just listen to the theme song. I think I'll play it for you guys on the podcast episode, maybe right after this. You will hear some weird electronical sounds, some like clanking, some weird background crap going on. Very strange.
Sure.
But it's like he brought the environment into the music. Like it's just, dude, let's just smack some stuff. Let's get some electrical crap in here. Let's just shock some stuff together and put it in this music. And then it's got that like creepy, like weird, like like I don't know, like the guys played the strange metal instrument. I don't know what it's called.
Right.
Like bending the metal. Anyway, it's just a very strange soundtrack, but it is so spooky. The sounds that happen in Metroid Prime are creepy, dude. It feels like a horror game, and it's not like it's colorful, dude. This is not like a dark game. It's mostly colorful, and I'm like a little unnerved by it all. You know, it really feels unnerving. It feels lonely, like really lonely and isolated. The music just brings all of that and puts it right into there, baby. And just adding those funky, groovy alien noises that you're like, what is going on in here? What am I listening to? The sound effects that are coming from these creatures are totally alien. The sounds of like the blaster charging, shooting that bad boy. There are some sound effects that you're like, yeah, that's Metroid. They totally nailed it. The sound effects brought this world to life. Again, as I said, it's pretty. It's a visually stunning game, and it won in the visuals here. But it really is helped by the sound here. It is really helped by the music, and so Metroid Prime. I mean, Fusion, I'm sure is going to be in a similar boat. So this will be a little hard to do.
Yeah. The interesting thing is like a lot of your points that you're talking about, I'm like, that is straight up Fusion. There's this part in Fusion when the Samus X, shuts the power off to the station that you're on. And all of a sudden it just becomes quiet and dark. And the music that kicks in makes it feel horror. Like it felt like a 2D horror game for a while. Like there's like this atmosphere, this scariness to it. And also like when you edit this, Dev, like try to put in the main intro to Fusion. It has this like so it has like the Metroid music, the like the simple sounds, but then like it's like a little bit more. It's like there's something wrong with it. There's some kind of there's something that just seems off.
Something wicked about it.
Yeah, and I love that. That's how they started the game. And like first of all, like I love the music in all Metroid. It's not something I would like jam out to and listen.
No, did you not use it in your car?
No, but it's very atmospheric. Like it brings you in and it adds some emotion to the gameplay. And I remember when I booted that up, plug in the old dumb adapter into the Game Boy Advance so I could plug headphones in. Is stupid. But like listening to it, I was just like, ooh, something's wrong here. Like this is weird. And then to come to find out, it's like, yes, there is something wrong here. Metroid's like Samus is infected and like all this weird crap is happening. And so I feel like the music met with like the story and the gameplay in great harmony that just kind of like showed how awesome it is. Especially I love chiptune music and 8-bit 16-bit type stuff. Exactly, but I don't know, dude. This is a tough one. I don't know if we tie it. Like I honestly I feel like they are both great in different ways. And the sounds are just so different, like having this 3D spatial audio and more present, and then it's just very different. And I feel like they're both very good in very similar ways.
I think, dude, let's give this a tie. I think I think for me that's totally fine if we give it a tie. Give Fusion a little love there. So in the end, it looks like Prime comes in victorious, just about a hair. 3-2.
Fusion. I'll let you down.
Fusion, dude. Oh, dude, you fought well, dude. Story, you wasted. That was beautiful. No,
I only practiced in the mirror like 8 times. No, just kidding.
I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this right. Now, what's the line here? What's my line? Line, please. Line. Dude, I understand. I also practiced in the mirror. It was
awkward.
Well, it got me there. It was awkward, but I got there. Dude, so that's it. Metroid Prime will be moving forward into the rankings.
We got a winner. Chicken dinner.
We got a winner. This will be going on for at least 40 something weeks or more. So it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be a battle, baby. It's gonna be years of this. So here we go. That's that. Thank you, Trev, for battling it out. Metroid Fusion. We wish you well. Everyone, absolutely. Your copy should be blowing up right now. Self-destruct in 3, 2, 1. I hope it didn't destroy your Trev, is your Game Boy. Your Game Boy Advance.
Well, my shelf is on fire. It's rough up there right now, but we gotta finish the show. We gotta finish the show.
Roof's on fire. Let it burn, baby. Yep. All right, Trev. We're gonna do Console Wars: The 9th Generation. Console Wars, the ninth generation, is an excuse for me and Trev to talk about the newsness, which is Xbox Series X and PS5. We got to get out our wiggles after all, because we are but children in the backseat of the mama PS5 and daddy Xbox's car, and they're fighting, and we want to know what about. So we point our ears to the front cabin in hopes to understand why they just can't get along. But Trev, since this is the Nintendo show, this segment will last only 5 minutes. We will only give you 5 minutes. You hear me? 5 minutes. I have a timer here, Trev. We will go for 5 minutes.
We got to get this off our chests, man. Like, we got to talk about this. This is exciting.
Show.
This is an exciting moment.
It is the next generation year. We are going to give some next generation news. It's good to know about your enemies. And didn't you love that poetry I wrote for you? It was awkward.
That was really good, Devin. I loved it.
All right. 5 minutes on the clock, dude. Here we go. Story 1. Xbox is ready to show games on May 7th at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Xbox will be showing off third-party games. So, Trev, what can we expect? What do you expect from these games from Xbox Series X? Dude,
and did they specifically say third party, right?
I think they did, yeah. And then a couple weeks or so, I think maybe more around June, we'll be seeing the first parties. But who knows? We might also see. I
think we're going to see
with the first party. We might end with a teaser.
Say yes,
please. What if we ended with a tease of Halo and been like,
"Oh my gosh, I want it!"
And then it says, "You want more? See you June 3rd or something like that. See you on June 10th.
That'd be so sweet. I would love it.
That would be a mic drop moment.
I want it. Oh, that'd be so good. Like what? Dude.
That's how you should end this.
Take some notes. Take some notes, Microsoft. But dude, like so Ubisoft is gonna show Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yeah, like for sure.
That's gonna be there because we're gonna see it on that just juicy box, man. That thing has got some power in it that I want to see what that looks like, just all juiced up, because that game, like, first of all, I love Viking crap. Like, I don't know, it's part of our heritage too, Devin. Did you know that? We got Viking blood, dude.
I believe it. Look at this white skin. Huh? I'm ready for it.
Yeah, bro. Look at this beard.
Look at the build here in this tiny scruff. I'm like,
but
How to Train Your Dragons.
Exactly. Hey, but he ends up to lead, dude.
That's true, bro. I got that lead.
That's true. Oh, anyway, okay, we're taking our time.
We're taking on
How to Train Dragon. We're gonna see stuff from them. I hope to see. Like, I don't know, what else are we gonna see? What do you think, Dev?
Dude, so here's my thing with Assassin's Creed. Are we going to see a game that is really outstandingly more visually stunning, or are we going to see like a black flag situation where we're barely seeing the upgrade here? That's my worry with this.
Difference.
You're gonna see a difference?
Oh, dude, I think we're going to see night and day.
There's 15 teams on that game, so maybe hopefully somebody was focusing on the Xbox Series X. I just worry it's going to be like that Black Flag update where it's like, it has better lighting. And the other thing is when you're watching that trailer, you're like, okay, this is a CG trailer. However, remember that one game that they showed when they were showing off the Series X, the freaking God, what's her name? Senua's Sacrifice Girl, Senua's whatever. Hellblade, Hellblade 2. They were showing that off and they were like, this isn't CG, this is in game. It's funny to be like, oh, that CG trailer from Assassin's Creed looks as good as the real in-game stuff. So that's my problem.
So
that's my worry, dude. That's my worry that this might not be up to that standard because the CG should be as good as the in-game. Anyway, Assassin's Creed. We'll see. Bethesda. Do you think Bethesda will show up to this thing?
Will we see Starfield?
I
hope so.
Skyrim or not Skyrim?
It's been in development for a while, right?
Starfield. Yeah.
And we won't see another Elder Scrolls like that. They specifically said Starfield will come out before the next Elder Scrolls. Yeah. So I think if anything, we'll see Starfield. I hope so. I want to see it. I want to believe. I want a sci-fi game from them. I think that'd be great. So we'll see. I think, space, some Bethesda space action, story RPG. Sounds good to me.
I think
it'll probably be janky and look like crap, but it sure will be fun, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it'll be prettier janky, like a little smoother, a little clearer jankiness.
And then there's going to be Star Wars, The Old Republic 3.
Oh, you think so? Something crazy like that?
But how cool would that be?
Dude, it'd be way cool. I'd be down for like a Star Wars thing, like showing us like a new Star Wars something. That'd be really cool. I'm trying to think like another. I think we might see like Cyberpunk. They just keep showing up.
I guarantee we'll see Cyberpunk. They've been kind of in bed together throughout this last year, so I think we'll see Cyberpunk for sure. I wonder if we'll. Call of Duty? It might be too early. I was gonna say Call of Duty, but it might be too early for them to talk about Call of Duty.
I wonder if PS5 takes it still.
Yeah, because they have been buddy.
Yeah, I wonder if they still take it. I'm like, they need somebody. They need like somebody like Square or something, dude. They need like Square or something. They need to like take some RPGs from them, because that might be a thing. I wonder if they take.
I'm more excited, to be honest, like to find out what all their first parties that they've bought up over the last 3 years.
That's where I'm kind of like
that's what I'm really excited about. The third party stuff, I'm like, whatever. Yeah. Cool. Like I'm obviously like at this point, I'll take any video game news. But,
exactly.
I want to know what the first parties are talking about. Oh, there's the
That's it. That's the end of the
5 more minutes, Mom.
Nah, dude, that's it. It's over. Mom and Dad heard us or heard us listening in. Trev, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that date. I can't wait. We will talk about this more as more news comes up about the next generation consoles. Now we're going to do one last game. It's called Description Conniption. Trev, this is how this works, where I decide. I know. I'm sorry. So I'm going to describe a game for you using the ESRB ratings, and you are going to just figure out if you could decipher what the game is.
Okay,
we'll just do 3. We're just going to do a test run. I had this whole like getting it all worked out, like how to score it and all, but we'll just do a test run for now.
I like it. Cool.
Okay. Here we go.
Sometimes ESRB's descriptions of stuff are real
funny. Yeah.
Like big old turd nuggets.
Yeah. Let's see if I can. Okay, here we go. We got my first one for you coming up.
Okay. Do we get any hints, or is it just you diving in and I'm
gonna dive in? We'll see if you get it from here. Okay. So the closer you get it, we'll talk about scoring later. I got this good scoring system. This is a first-person shooter in which players control Space Marines as they complete objectives and battle enemy forces in a fictional galaxy. This is a Nintendo game, by the way. Players control specialized battle mechs as they explore planets to recover materials, personal, and engage in combat with aggressive alien creatures. Players use blaster-like weapons and missiles to kill various enemies. Are you feeling it? Are you feeling what this is? What is this?
The only thing I can think of is like some sort of Metroid.
Okay. Which one though?
It's Prime for sure.
What?
And is it not?
No.
Oh, this is the Federation Gum Metroid thing on the 3DS, huh?
It is, yes.
Oh, man, that game. I played it and was very disappointed.
Yeah. I can't believe you played it. You bought that thing.
Oh, I rented it. You know what? We were talking about like our regrets.
Yeah, dude.
That was one of them. Dude, of course I bought it. It said Metroid on it. Of course I bought it. Jeez, dude. They got me. They know what's up.
Let's see. Let's get another one real quick. Well,
I like these.
Yeah, these are fun.
So all Nintendo related, obviously. Because I started thinking like Halo and
we'll stick around the Nintendo. Although they're probably won't be as fun as far as like the violence we talk about. All right. In this open world adventure game, players assume the role of a police officer as he goes undercover to capture criminals. Players explore a city open world environment, investigate crime scenes, and apprehend criminals to complete mission objectives. Players use an assortment of cartoony firearms, oversized lasers, blasters, and pistols to stun enemies or doze them in color. Yes. Players can also grab and throw enemies to the ground in hand-to-hand combat. Anything yet, Trev?
Okay. No, what is this game?
It's because I'm deleting a certain word, because if I said that word, you would know what it is instantly.
What is that word?
1 sec. I'll get to the end.
I've got nothing.
In some driving sequences, players
RoboCop.
can not yet. In some driving sequences, players can slam into fleeting vehicles, causing them to break apart into pieces. A handful of sequences depict slapstick-style bathroom humor, characters emitting flatulence, bird droppings falling on a character's head, and a character getting kicked in the crotch. Pieces, Trev.
No.
Pieces.
A
breaking
cop.
apart into pieces. A cop, pieces. Put them together, baby.
Cop piece? What are you talking about, Devin? Oh, Lego City Undercover.
Lego, everybody. Lego City Undercover.
That makes more sense.
I got that, everybody. I don't know if you did.
Man, my brain, I was like thinking.
It's hard. It's a hard one. Without the Lego, you're like, what the frick am I doing?
The second I saw Lego, I was like, oh, yeah, the undercover one. That's right. Okay, gotcha. Oh, dude, I like that. That's cool. That's fun. I dig.
One more we're going to do. Yeah, we'll do this guy.
Okay.
These are fun little guys, the cute little buggers. Okay. This action platformer in which players assume the role of a bounty hunter, trying to earn cash in a fantastical Wild West-like environment. From a first-person and third-person perspective, players use a crossbow with animal projectiles to stun. You got it yet? And incapacitate or kill characters before vacuuming them up to collect bounties. Animal projectiles include an electrocuting insect, a spider that ties enemies with webbing, and a skunk that acts as a gas bomb. Trev, the game is...
Man, I loved this game too. So this was Oddworld and Odyssey, the Strangers something. What was it called?
Stranger's Wrath, dude. You got it.
Stranger's Wrath. Dude. Oh, that game was so fun. Like, and it's so clever, like the way that they like had like the animals be the ammunition for different abilities and stuff. It was so cool. And I remember like when you flip to the third person, like the platform was actually pretty fun. You'd run around real quick, and that was such a good game. Oh, I love that.
So good. Loved it. Okay, Trev, we're gonna get into
that on Xbox.
Me too. I didn't. I didn't get the Switch version, but it's on the Switch. It's on the Switch. Trev.
I like it.
That's the problem with port everything to the Switch. You know, everything's a Nintendo game now.
Is that a problem, Dev?
That's true. Not a problem, really. Fan questions. Travis asked, what Nintendo character is your spirit animal and why? Who is your spirit animal? Who do you feel reflects you, like Trevor Payne, the most? Yeah, who's like the guy you're like,
I want you to go, Dev. I need a second.
Okay, I need to comprehend this for a little bit. What is it? Who is it? Who am I?
I think I got one.
You got one? Okay.
I don't know. They're just pulling this one out, but I think so. I'm gonna say Yoshi. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Yoshi because he is always so happy, and he's always like just kind of like doing his thing. He's just a happy guy. Yeah. I am very much a happy guy, and so I feel like we have a lot of same attitude about life and things.
Yeah.
Also, Yoshi loves to eat, and this boy he likes to eat as well. So we got that in common. Now our tongues are not the same length, though. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. Other than that, we're the same. We should have been brothers.
Yeah, should have been brothers. With surgery, things could be happening here soon. You are getting that Yoshi transitioning surgery, so I'm very proud of that.
They're actually going to insert a long tongue that I can move. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I can't wait, man. I'm excited for you.
It's something. It'll be good.
For me, I am going to, dude. I could say Luigi. I understand. Maybe I am like Luigi in some ways. You got the thinness. I can be a superhero sometimes. However, I just feel I love Star Fox. I'm a big fan of Star Fox. I'm feeling Star Fox. I like that leadership role.
Why, Why?
He's just cool. I feel like I just want to be him.
You think you're cool?
I want to be.
Is that what you're trying to say?
And I want to be cool like Star Fox. So I'm presenting myself as that. You are what you bring out in the universe or something. The secret. The secret is that, and I found the secret, and it's a book, and it tells me that I want to be something, so I'm putting it out in the world. I want to be Star Fox. He flies ships. He's a fox, and I named my son Fox.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And this is really lame. Thank you.
I like it. I'll take
next. Next. Loretta asks, I miss Nintendo being wacky with their games. Do you think Nintendo has become too conventional? Do you think they are not wacky enough anymore?
Have you seen Splatoon?
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, dude.
That's some wacky shiz right there, dude.
Loretta, we got, dude. And have you seen Arms?
Loretta.
Arms?
Yeah. Well, I
Arms
mean, like, it wasn't the best, but like for
great.
a day, it was fun and it was wacky. Also,
Wackiness.
like, there's moments in Mario Odyssey that was pretty wacky.
That's
Like,
true. Dude, yeah, that's true.
like when you're freaking New York City-esque type thing, and
Yes,
you
dude.
just straight up have normal looking people, and you get this weird little like midget Mario that's all cartoony running around. It just felt so weird, but they just went with it, and I don't think that has gone away. I think that is still very much there.
I think maybe there was a little bit of time. Maybe Wii U was a little more conventional with some of their ideas, but I think the Switch is going back to that more wacky state. I mean, you're strapping cardboards on your head, freaking
It's like if that isn't wacky,
dude,
oh my gosh,
nowhere.
I can't believe they even put that out. That just seems like crazy, and the fact that they're willing to just go for it, like that's the thing I love about Nintendo is that sometimes their choices are so strange. But they make me so happy to see. I don't think that's necessarily gone away.
No, dude. Yeah, playable cardboard. That's pretty wacky. That's one of their more wacky ideas for sure. Chris asks if you were to get rid of one Nintendo console, what would it be? What's the one console that you could totally do without? Yeah, me too. That's an easy one because the Switch has almost all the Wii U games.
Yeah, well, I mean, like right now, yeah.
But does with the Wii U gone, does the Switch have as many games as the Switch is good?
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
the Wii U had good games, dude.
No, it had great games, but
maybe, dude. You know what? I'm gonna change my. I'm gonna go N64. Nope, I can't do it.
No, you're wrong. I would say okay. All right, there's two different eras. Okay, we got to pick a console that we're shutting down, that we're erasing from history in the 3D era, and then the 2D.
You know what it is? NES. Screw
Absolutely,
that.
NES. Like as much as I love the NES and what it did for like the gaming industry and revitalizing it and the properties that actually came from that system, I don't have as much fun going back to it as
those games are really
they're rough. They're rough. It's
they're rough.
Everybody is like, oh, NES is amazing. It's hard to go back to. I could go back to the Super Nintendo all day long, and so I would definitely wipe out NES and then Wii U. I think everybody have a pick.
Okay, I do NES, and I think I'm going to do the Wii U had so many. Dude,
Wii can't do.
Yeah, I do. No, I can do Wii. I think I can do Wii. I'm gonna do Wii. Because there's not a lot of great games on the Wii that I'm like blowing my mind. Galaxy's great, but 64 is good. I could do without Galaxy, and I could do without the Zelda games on there for sure.
And the Prime games, Metroid.
They had Prime 3, and that's it. GameCube had 2 and 1.
They also had the trilogy, and it was more fun to play. I felt with like the motion. Okay, dude, you can't tell me. Oh my gosh!
Sorry. Honestly, library, Wii U had good games. Say what you will, but there was 25 good Wii U games. The Wii didn't have 25, in my opinion.
I don't know. We might need to revisit this. We might need to revisit this.
Maybe 10. All right. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry.
This is coming from someone that's not a fan of the Wii very much. Like I'm not a huge Wii fan, so
I
don't know. We might have to come back and debate that a little bit. Yeah, my sunburn's getting worse.
Yeah. So that's that. Questions, everybody. Thank you for sending those in. We appreciate it for sure. New releases coming out. A whole lot of nothing. No new releases. I mean, there are, but none that you should really care about. May will have some good games, but that's all at the end.
Yep.
Dude, on the 29th, you will have at least 5 games that you should pick. Most of them 2K games for some reason.
2K remakes, but that's all right.
But that's all right. Yeah. All right, Trev. So let's get into our final recommendations where we give something awesome to check out in video games or otherwise. Trev, what is your recommendation for this week?
So I spent all my time preparing for that Metroid thing.
So you got nothing. You good?
Well, no. I got something. I want you to go and then give me like a minute.
No, you're fine. You do you. That's what I was thinking when I saw that empty space. I was like, maybe I should take this one. Trev, I'm going to suggest people have a pen and a pencil and a paper, pen or pencil. I'm a pencil guy.
Okay.
You got yourself a pencil or a pen and a paper, and you create something. I've been thinking of story ideas a lot recently. Lots of children book ideas have been coming to my brain. I don't know why, but I'm a creative person and I really like to have something. And recently I've realized I just need a paper and a pencil around me to write down those good ideas. If you don't think you're creative or you say that you're not, I believe that anyone could be creative if they just like use their brain to do that thing. So if you ever wanted to be creative and you just keep saying, oh, I can't do it, it's impossible, dude, get a pencil and a paper, write down some ideas. The more those ideas come, the better they get. And eventually you got some good action going on. I got some good kid stories going on here in my brain. So y'all get a pencil and paper, get some creativity flowing. Always have something nearby to write down your good ideas. It doesn't even have to be creative stuff, just good ideas in general. So there you go. That's mine. Go old school. Go pencil, go paper.
Yeah, all right, dude. Get rid of that digital crap.
Yeah.
Ugh, gross. Okay, so mine is going to be, Devin, a thing called vertical monitors. So I know this sounds stupid, but I have 3 monitors. Okay, I got my ultra wide in the middle.
Yeah.
And I put 2 24-inch verticals on the side.
Nice. Okay.
There's something about vertical monitor that just is real dope. Okay. Yeah. When you open up a website, you see like the whole site. It's amazing. The other thing is too, it's great to have like all your little like secondary things that you have up, like, put up like a show up in the corner. Like right now I got all my show notes over here. Vertical monitors, real nice. Take a look at it. Hey, take those monitors, flip them to the side. Oh, this is real good, dude.
Dude, just playing with those monitors. Good for you. That's nice. Yeah. Okay.
I might go kitty corner monitors in a minute too. So you just give me another week and I'll
just gonna have this full circle of monitors.
I'm slowly becoming a robot, I think.
Yeah, so. That's great. Good for you. Yeah. Dude, Trev, we made it through. We did the Nintendo show. There was no Zencaster mess ups. We must do Facebook Live every time.
It is a Christmas miracle.
We must do Facebook Live every time. I think it just keeps us straight and narrow. That's all it's doing. It's doing great for that. Everyone, thanks for watching here on Facebook Live. We really appreciate it. Again, go support us out in the whole world of podcastum. Be sure to go check out nintendoshow.com. There you can send in your questions, comments, concerns, all that stuff. You can follow us right here on Facebook. You can go on Twitter, follow us there at Nintendo Show Pod. And remember to like or share or rate us, especially leave us a comment on iTunes. That does help. All that stuff makes us expand into the great glorious beyond, which is the very crowded world of video game podcasts. So if you love what you see, really, it does help out a lot. Trev, that's it, man. That's all we got.
We love you all.
Yep. Farewell. Love you. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for staying up with us. We'll see you later. Bye.